And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. Matthew 24, Ephesians chapter number 5, verse number 6 says, Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience. First Peter chapter number 3, verse number 15 says, First Peter chapter 3, verse 15 reads, But sanctify the Lord God in your heart, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that ask you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear. Abafo no mekyia wo Awurade ne agyenkwa Yesu Kristo edine mo. Me ma akwa abade be the ministers corner. Ende de so ayi Onyankopon epe. Se me no ebehiem na me no edi nkomo na yetu ye hofo na ye hye hu kran na ema Onyankopon asem a odi gya he no eso aba emfaso ede ama he. Wotie saa kenkan sem miensen amekan Matthew 24 se munhwe yi na yandada mo Ephesians chapter 5 verse number 6. Wonkonkon nam Apostle Paul so etro de koma asafo a na ewo Epheso Church of Christ na ewo Epheso no edi tuo mo fo se omonhwe yi na obi mfa nsem hunu ebi emfa adam ho na nam saa eso enti na Onyankopon abufu hye anaso Onyankopon abufu eba emba asodefo eso wo First Peter chapter 3 verse 15 so eso kan say or see to hu si ho sanctify yourself or sanctify the Lord your God in your heart. To hu si ho wakomemu yi Onyankopon si ho wakomemu na afi yakrado se ubebua obi anasa ubebua obiara ensembise biara a oyeden obisa wo gide a wo Kristo mu. So I say but sanctify the Lord God in your heart and be ready always to give an answer to every man that ask you a reason of the hope that you have with meekness and fear. Enti we ni ensem miensa me begina so na me ne wadi dwuma ewo ende de yi adehia me ne o ehia. Enti wadehia me ne o hia no the promise 72 virgins to our Muslim brothers and sisters in Islam. We obi a we kremoni na se wo susu se usua Onyankopon asema asame kan de enya asamboforo ema na se wonyo obi a usua Quran usua hadith de a ende na be wasum na for the first time. Na me pese me show and say me challenge wo a wo se we kremoni na wo se wo sum Allah e de akọ heaven se wo besua wo Quran yie na wo sua wo hadith no yie na obeka se Quran ni hadith na ensunsun a edam no se wo Islam sumu no ye wo homa mienu a ye fensen omo som omo Nyankopon baako ene ni Quran no susu se ene de oyo Nyankopon na enam ne bofo Jibril so na ode bre o komisheni Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam na wo hadith ni so susu se hadith ni ye komisheni Muhammad ne ye bi ye ne nsem bi o kanye no susu se ese omudi so na empo omo hye se so we kremoni ye se wudi the perfect example and so obi o ye nhweso de ma ho Muhammad nse se wotumi bo bra ti se Muhammad se na obo bra enti Muhammad empo to omofo wo awadodo ho so wotumi ware be mba be enan ne wotumi ware mienu kosi enan so na Muhammad o ye commission Muhammad na kasa de wade hyem ye hu se o ware be edu miensa ye 13 wives ono a or say ware up to 4 only dey allow me permitting no to me ware 13 wives we na ye nsem bia me no wade sua anase was ha network so the ministers corner me no efen baako na ehwehwe muni hu se asemi anase ncheche Islam ekrai ncheche ofi Onyankopon wonim most at times no say uko share kremoni na so mu sua de na o catch us say oh yen kremofo kwa ye Kristo ye Kristo edi se mu Kristo fo sa asem ya mo kan enokre na mo say o nyanko aka say wo kuram say di edifo ni na di nti say onyankopon asem kasa na se Quran church sa dia na se mo gi Kristo di nti mo me ka che yen na Kristo fo so mo gi yen Awurade Yesu Kristo empo edi ese yen na sansemi na me ka che se enye nokre na empe bebre nipa bisam se nti onyankopon na owo Bible mu da onyankopon na so na owo Quran mu na anu ye ne ye simple enye da enye nokre onyankopon na owo Bible mu no nyo sa onyankopon na ewo Quran ne mu no the figure or the identity behind Islam the Allah no it's not the true God which is seen in the Holy Bible. It is never true. It can never be true also today and forever. It can be true. And then the promised virgins to jihad Muslims. You can't jihad wo Islam no wo betumi akon ama Allah no onyankopon wa abosobo bi ode bebo wo sa oni ne so na wo Quran mu no onye wo muslimi sumu mu no Muhammad say onyankopon yi kire no na obo nyoma nsia ebiso a onyankopon ede bebo wona ebekon ama ono Allah baako ye bonifache forgiveness of sin baako ye for the person to escape from punishment so ni akono daachi atembo bi a eba no onyankopon entwe na so baako so ene se onyankopon abufuhie aye owuo emu abufuhie bi onyankopon ede ba ma hona o manje ndi so nya Allah bi omu afrimu na last one etoso a eye na enam santi edi many negative implications and as effect abe wiase any wiase ayehu the last one ameno ebehwe the promised virgins to Muslims enye ordinary Muslim o enti se we kremoni a wuti mi a na se sa ndomanya mebe bosu se wonye bia ele se sa 72 no wo de wo nka ho na 72 ye hona ekuma Allah ekunipa in the name of Allah say omu defend Allah ne commission ni prophet Muhammad ni Quran no one ni sa ni peyi na ye kan asem say Allah say or the 72 virgins or the bemamu na say what kind of descriptions we share the effort the descriptions of embasa embaya Allah say the mem ho a kaso use your Horus just say mba no ho ye far to extend say honam no ye very light say utumi hu omudom pempa ewo honam say mo honam no very clean enenti yenuanom kremofo beye bibi biara so metumi ayena amonsa aka saa embaya ala de abo omo anobai enti the first thing I mean no share one that is the origin of the 72 virgins claim some claim about the 72 virgins no ne the origin ne bebia ne kofa bae bebia efri na me no ehwe enti the Quran never Nedi kan Quran say the Quran never mentions the number 72. The figure comes exclusively from the hadith, and it is specifically tied to Matthias, that the Sahis. The Sahisa, those who fought or who fight for the cause of Allah. Enti nedi kan Quran pesa wo ti ase wa we kremo ni say kremo mujiri say the first and the holy book here the Quran no anka 72 wives yi ho asem na mo be yehu sa ensem 72 wives no the sayings and the deeds of your prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam na mo so say o commission ye ne o kan ye no animu this your friend saying hadith no animu ne yenya sa boshe a etise efri nti eba kan most of the passages no na yahwe nea onyankopon eka nti baako a hadith baako a ebo saa ensemi bi esu ye Jami Al Tabil 1663. Nti hono I say the matter is given 6 special privileges by Allah. One can say na onyankopon e de privileges akwanya anase enuma bi a e de bama Matthias one a ewui enam Islam sumnum ewuye no. They said those who fought a holy fight for Allah. Omuna Allah e de sabo hye e de ma ho. Nti se wo ye kremoni na se wo unka sa make some din kan no a, this bullshit does not go for you. Enya wo dia until the time you fulfill this. Say obi ama Islam and that's obi kun ama Islam Allah no, you don't qualify for these 72 wives. It is a sha nipa bebre kremofo bebre ye hwe other countries, terrorist countries here. The motive, the rationale behind it say they want to gain this privilege. Allah edi ashe or commissioning Muhammad ebone nasefo eboyi. He will be married to 72 wives of the wide-eyed Horus. Enti Jami Al-Tabil 1663 essay onyankopon ede sa embai virgincy ama hofefui omonufo gengina so omoto esoso ede be ma kremofo a ometumi ewu ama Allah, ometumi akon ama Allah or the sa embai ede be ma ho afi yehwe Suna ibn Majah 2799. Similar weddings about 72 Horus for Matthias was also mentioned. Suna ibn Majah 2799. That's the hadith number no. Woko haso a eno nso Allah ehye say obi obetumi akon amano no or the emba 72 e de be ma ho. Yeko Masnad Ahmad 22,404 also mentioned 72 wives Horus for those who died in battle for Allah. For ordinary believers, hadith mentioned only 2 Horus. One hour kremu for omanwu because of like omanwu in battle for Allah no. Allah say or the mba minu pe ina de ba mamu. Na yehwe so a nkofo yi so ani bre mba say omenya mba bebre dodo enti sade a yebekon ama Allah yebewu wo ntokwan mu ama Allah na dachi yensa kan 72 virgins. Enti wo kan bibi say Sahih Buhari 2796 2796 that the hadith number na ne Sahih Muslim 2834 and also ebo so say onyankopon de emba mienu e de bema hona your friends saying ordinary Muslims. The 72 number became popularized in jihadist propaganda and is almost never applied to average Muslims, only to those who died fighting for the cause of Allah. It is 72 virgins in the hona ebekun ama Allah ebewu ama Allah ebekun wo Allah dimu na omekunkun ho ekunipa ede ama Allah no nipa say ana hona ti say na yede nipa ana say emba bunu 72 virgins ebe mamo anything na say wo hwe kremofo ba bia omo dosun biara ba bia omo agidin biara na entokwa ene okun enye hwe e mamo omu nsuo nipakum efise Allah achombo say so mutumi eye sama ono Allah na or the emba 72 virgins in ebe mamo enti wo hwe a osun bia etise no wo hwe a what do you think say will be the result? Now, me person know the purpose and deception behind this promise. Me person know botaye any inkontompo eta sabo sheyi echi. Muhammad used this promise to motivate his followers. Nedi kan cry say what he has say. Or commission Muhammad or you should sign some way the promise 72 no edda da lechi for especially young fighters to risk death in battle without hesitation. nenti eti san say opese ombeto mo ho ache ama okui na omotumi ako ama ono Muhammad na afi ni ideology Islam no. Oh, that is the rationale, that is the deception behind, and that is the purpose behind this promise. And nya onyankopon bi na eka kire Muhammad say ono Muhammad say otumi ni na chidifo so mutumi kuma ono ala, so mutumi kunku nipa ma ala o de sa anobayi ebe momo na mum eye Muhammad etimo po ni ndada ya o de dada na chidifo no na ma or the cancer answer me at the chile. Into ye who Quran muno. Into Quran we suppose believes supposedly say from Allah. And no yehu name the deeds, the sayings of Muhammad nebehu sa in Sambia it say. So by dangling unlimited sexual pleasure in paradise, he turned martyrdom into an attractive reward. Into sir obeya ne ho obenya mba bebreni ode abo adwaman ni wanya nanka so wafufele ne sexual pleasures no o yusu sansemi e da na chidifo obeya okun eni owuo enye hwe ema kremofo anaso owuo okun ni nipekum ebeya ade a attractive for them na afi abeye like boshe ni abede your friend saying a japade e dey amount reward your friend saying a chedia eta sa adnechi. So this was a brilliant psychological tactics. It is a brilliant psychological tactics Muhammad AUC a man achieved for. It exploits male sexual desires and fear of death. It made dying for Islam seem like the ultimate win. Instant paradise plus endless virgins. Oh, into ma mbema akondo efa mba ho no sore ye. Na fe oma owo wo Islam no be say oh so wu a just wanya you have gain, you have win. It's a plus. Na so wu a ubenya instant paradise ubeko boshe asase so anazo beko ba bia ala e de ahye gidi for ebo. Na fe so ubenya mba virgins mabunu 72. Enti sana asemiti dia wan no wa o se ewo so gu nanum a ompe enti botaye ti a Muhammad e kan sansemi se be obenye na chidifo no makon ama ne ideology. It created a steady supply of willing soldiers for his conquest. Enti we ema na chidifo ne soldiers no ebenya opepese sana aditi dia yebekon na ama onyan Allah ne botayen so aden abim na omoye sano they were only 7 on the table of Muhammad. The Quran repeatedly described Horus in highly sexualized terms: large eyes, untouched virgins, fair skin, eternal youth. Oh, in the Quran also na the surprising thing is say awo hwe me ese what you say Muhammad abibiara obi be challenge no obi be kan bibi afa ne som ho no that time na Allah ebe reveal bibi e kire Muhammad. One time Muhammad ekofa ne yere chi oni oba foforo ekobo adwaman na ne yere ebe chi no na ebe chi na oni oba no ne ko bo adwaman ye Maria ni ya akwa oba bi amukọ akon no mukọ chi no Muhammad ne bai no on ne bedai oguso ne da na ne yere ebeton no ne ebeton na hwa na Allah e reveal say oh Muhammad you right and I say Allah a permit say wunya embadodo. Look at this. And this were just a psychological tactics and manipulation Muhammad AUC for to gain popularity and to gain large following. So hadith which is say Quran chapter 56 verse 22 to 24 ne 35 38 you know okay kan ya o kire say samba ya Allah edebema sa kremofo ebekon ama Allah no omho efe pa. Quran chapter 55 verse 56 ɛne 58 ne 70 to 76 nso ɛka nti saa yɛka saa passages yi a ɛwɔ Quran mu a Quran nti mpɛsɛ me no kan na obi nka sɛ ɔbɔ ne ti mu koraa na ɛka Quran chapter 55 verse number 56 mpɛsɛ me no kan saa nsɛm yi na wankasa wohwɛ nea ɛte Quran chapter 55 verse number 56 therein are maidens of modest gaze who neither man nor jinn will have touched them before. Nti ha no Allah ka kyerɛ Muhammad sɛ obi a ɔbɛko ama Allah no Allah bɛma no mbabunu maidens mbabunu a obiara ɛmfa ne nsa ɛnka mo kyɛ sɛ mo yɛ virgins ɔse jinns kyɛ sɛ demon biampo ɛmfa ne nsa nka mo ɔbɛwe biamfa ne nsa ɛnka mo nti wei ɛyɛ nsɛm a ɔkɔmhyɛni Muhammad ɛse Allah na ɛka kyɛn sɛ ɔnka nkyerɛ n'akyidifoɔ sɛ ɔmotumi kuma Allah ɔmotumi ku nipa wɔ in the name of Allah God is going to grant them 72 virgins so ɔsom wei na ɔbɛka kyerɛ me sɛ amete wei sɛ ɔsom wei fi Nyankopɔn so ɔsom wei na ɔbɛka kyerɛ me sɛ ɔsom wei ɛyɛ a religion of peace mefa sɛ wo a wohwɛ mi a wo so yɛ kremoni wo sister anaasɛ wo maame ɔno papa te na ntokwa asi na saa nkɔfo aba okrum wɔn bɛkyekye saa nkɔfo yi ɛdɔm kɔ yɛakyekye wo sister yɛakyekye wo maame a ɔno papa te fɛfɛɛfɛ ɛde ne kɔnkɔ asom na wɔn de ne kɔdu hɔ a saa nkɔfo ɛne n'ada aka kyɛn sɛ Allah has permitted sɛ ɔmo nyɛ saa so ɔsom can never be a religion of peace and it can never be a religion from God. So I challenge you a wo kremoni a wo hwɛ me de bia na me ka na waba wo be challenge say mu kremo kristofo kra if you have a proof say ampa sana kristofo so ye ka and say ye Bible church you come out and say it. I dare challenge you inti wo Quran mu no Allah ankasa ka say obi obeko amano no of the mbabunu ebe maomo wo Quran me di ka say Quran wa mbo 72 le mo so obe mom maidens which is infinite and I say anonymous wambo dodo say 100 say 200 so it can even be more but in the hadith in the Quran say 72 for hona ebekun ama the cause of Allah. And that is the purpose and the deception behind this 72 virgins. Now the absurd, unrealistic and the problematic aspect of this claim after that also means some person no share the absurd you can be absurdity it is not possible. Now we talk of unrealistic the problematic or how is so I this science physically impossible. One man cannot have sex with 72 men all the time or forever. It is impossible. In Matthew chapter 19 nipa bi ba esuafo no ba Yesu Kristo bi so say maame bi tena ye krom ha ɔware mbɛma 5 omu na awuye wo atemuda no wana na maame ɛbɛware wana na ɛbɛyɛ ni kunu anase maame no saa nipa 5 because our first one we second one third one we fifth one scientists mo ko hye mo heaven hɔ a so wo se owu sori bi wɔ hɔ a wana na saa maame mbɛma 5 wana na ɛbɛyɛ ni kunu Yesu Kristo say mo yamfom so mo nim say wo oso ahemba mu ye ma ware anase ye ware mu na ba ti say abofo enti wo Kristo so mu no wo Bible mu ye gidi say in heaven going to heaven no adwamabo bi ani ho yemfa bank oda but wo Islam so mu no o say onyankopɔ be ma mo mbema o mo mbema no esore a enda ejina so saa enti say emma 72% no mo da be ma ne sore a on 72 na beda. This you call a religion of God. It can never be a religion of God and it can never be a religion of peace. And to me, if you nyankopon, don't be deceived. Say Jesus Christ can Matthew 24 verse 4. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 6. Say, my friend sem hunu ebi and adao. It may can esisu pain say. San semi a ewo Quran ni hadith mu eye sem hunu eye bonsam eye on da no bonsam enam Muhammad so edada adasan. Physically it is impossible. So that is the absurdity of the whole thing. How can one man sleep with 72 women, and the Bible and the Quran says they are virgins. Now, I simple say virgin no or women nada no. So on the day we are still he continue to be a virgin. It's like telling my mother who has given birth to 5 kids, say she is still a virgin. So this is the absurdity, unrealistic, extreme transparency. Horrors are so beautiful that their leg bones are visible through flesh. Oh, so the word horrors, no person who search the meaning of the word horrors. That's HOURIS. The word horrors now. Idea oba no way far to a sense or shray or bright to say or transparent to say glass. And you don't pay I want to name na wu. We ne bosha Allah de share ye nyan kemo for ebo. Says that you to me koma Allah. If they fight in his cause, he will give them. So Muslims will do everything possible. Muslims will do everything possible to gain this promise of Allah. And I'm also saying, it is a fallacy, it is false, it is unrealistic, and it is problematic. Now, what is the problematic aspect? We'll look at it. Now, in Sahih Bukhari, that's one of the most authentic hadiths. 2796, how can say Allah will give this horrors to, the jihadists or the Sahidists. Sahih Muslim 2834. This is not attractive. It is grotesque. Now, misogynistic. Women in paradise are reduced to eternal sex slaves. Into Okremosumono, a man that don't heaven and as a paradise one, they are sex machines. They are prostitutes. They are hookups. So Konda, you go and sleep with them. This is what Islam teaches. What do female martyrs get? It's as in the say the problematic, one of the problematic aspects is say, Sadi as a member being 72 virgins who are paradise wa. What will be your reward? What shall be your reward if you finally end up to be in paradise? Even if it is true. So who kunu a won neti asase so sa wale bi mpo ho or kwa Allah command the virgins 72. Now wow, won neti asase so what will be your reward? That is a question you need to answer it yourself. The texts are vague and silent on these rewards. Iti wo hadith ni passage I read wo Quran mu na no. E ma fi mu di ombo reward on aboso body Quran any hadith ombo so. Which Muhammad his hypocrisy, his selfish gains and his selfish interest are owo edema your friends ne some ne followers. Iti we kemoni oba ukunu okọ heaven and so okọ paradise ya. Obenya mba 72 ofa wo yehwe. This we say it can never be a religion, it can never be a true religion of God. Now, let's look at the fourth thing Muhammad echechere. Muhammad's lust and manipulation. The lust may can last na kondo boni any in that die. Muhammad edit that die in the chili for. Muhammad looted slave women. He was. Say omo kwa akwa Muhammad ni the chili for Muslims. So omo kwa akwa Quran any hadith emo mo kwan say oba bi o meche no omo fa no nkom krom omo hye oba no hwe fa omo tumi de ne kɔ omo de ne kɔ a omo waro mo se wa wale mpo a se ye kye ne ye de ne kɔ kodu omo hɔ a awara no o say automatically awana den agu se o maame ne o papa omo te na ntokwasi na se abafo wa me kɔ a Muhammad say se be fa wo du kodu hɔ a ye be fa wo ne o maame ne kodu me friend say ye de ne kɔ Saudi Arabia ye de ne kodu a ono papa awara no automatically agu adentia if you say yachi no she has become a captive or slave or a right hand possession of the Sahidists or the jihadists. This is the teachings Islam ikra. So Muhammad looted women in wars. Biti say Maria mekan Maria Rahana bint Zahid, or one of the slave girls, Muhammad, no, not Nekodaye, and promised his followers the same in paradise. But on a much larger scale, he used Allah as a fake identity to turn his personal sexual fantasies into divine promises. Muhammad no ye ne say afi Allah say yetumi echi mbai ye no koda yetumi ware mo o wie no na chi di for so mutumi esa. Wow. So I tell you, say Islam can never be a religion of peace. Remember being that I say Islam here asmedwe osum. Enya asmedwe osum. You can't tell me this. You can't tell me this. Osuma opemeti say yen chi nipa mfa ye nkwasum mfo nkwasum yen kunkum nipa in the cause of Allah. So bi anje Allah ndia. Na sa Allah yo nyankopon ampara. Allah otumi nkoma no ho ana. Because yes Christo aye na chi no oma on she Christo ni bia bo say onkokoma no. For example, tama ye be chi no akọ Peter etwese kan no twa obi aso. Asema yes Christo ka je so ofo ne se kan hye be bia hye. Na se ka se nipa be ko ama no a o se anko wo obetumi afa legions of angels no ma ko ama no. Na e ka a legion a se why ya de hye kakra wo ye fan say Bible mu a ye ka legion comprise about 6,000 into one legion. Yes, 6,000 like armies, soldiers. One legion. So Jesus said he can call legions. It's about from Christianity, and Islam. There's a clear line. Say one is false. Christian obia Yankopon show obia say onkokoma no. Say okache Christian ni say kokoma me Yankopon. On show obia Name no order to Yakuma Ponzi say, Yen can send Panon Chadasan. That's the work of the minister. That's the work of the evangelist. Ne honor or commission your friends Apostle Peter Sokache of 1 Peter chapter 3, 15 ameno can say. So we will say ye Butaye and I said that's why you are ye mere crowd say bet churchrim. Inti nyame ye ye boss shed be say and I say ye must say there say me to me church me Chadasan say Islam sum enye osoma afi Onyankopon. Na Islam manipulated and the tactical tricks of the enemy. Now, I want to look at the modern impact and problems. Yen asitna ya etimi ende ye modern day. Sa insomia Quran ni hadith the impact and the problems are the 72 virgins myth. It is a myth. It is a fictional story. Continue to fuel jihadist recruitment and suicide terrorism. Oh, sabo share Allah ede share kremo fo boy. Ene nanam so mende terrorists jihadists almost ko ama Allah. The Talibans ni omo ekinka ho no nya esho munkran no mo yesa ne ye this fake this mythical promises Muhammad edishomobo. It's normalized the objectification of women and glorifies death for sexual rewards. We bibia be normal say nipakum be normal emma ye dom hye nkwaso be normal na afi opeja owuo eye ti say wuwu ama Allah wo kunu wuwu ama Allah e be ye enyoyam hye anase bo hye anase achede a Allah de ma. This is a problem that we face today in our contemporary world today. So you can talk of in Nigeria, the northern part of Nigeria, you can talk of Iran, you can talk of Pakistan, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and all these people that want to have implemented or in a way or the other observe this Sharia law. So I make kind for my last video. So whenever Islam grows, now they come to implement their law, which is the Sharia law. That is the rule of the Quran as the constitution of the land. So me catch wo a wo hwe me say this 72 virgin promise I demand for you is a myth. It's a fictional, it's unrealistic, it's absurd story. I'm Muhammad. It's a tactical story or you see to manipulate his followers. After this video, they'll come and say, no credit, Islam, come out. I want you to come out. Let's, dialogue on this. If truly you believe that these are hadiths, these are authentic hadiths, and it is not from any other person than your Prophet Muhammad, then what are you trying to tell us? So the 72 virgin myth continue to fuel jihadist recruitment and suicide terrorism. Obi to me a friend say to pay no de ahye no ho so ko nipa e de ama Allah say nipa ye gathering no de bomb or de ahye no ho we ku ne ho we ku nipa nkai ho if you say so yes Allah the 72 virgins everyman no we is craziness we abodam sem ensam a ento asum na engine onyankopon ensam so obonsam pe ne betumi ayesa. So in the 21st century, this is not divine wisdom. And yet, it is not a divine wisdom. It is dangerous. Patriarchal propaganda that belongs in a 7th century warlord playbook, not in a religion claiming moral purity. So, Islam, Boshe Owo Edema, it is divinely foolishness. Divinely, it is not wisdom. In conclusion, many masters, 72 virgins promises are cynical. They are cynical. They are laughable lie used to manipulate men into violence and martyrdom. It reveals Muhammad's sexual obsession, power hunger, and masterful use of deception. Islam's paradise is not a place of peace. It is a male fantasy weaponized for conquest. Inti masama many be conclusion is say 72 virgins are yede shepe mo for ebo. It is cynical. Enya sama enya sempa. Na yesre na yentro so yede da nipa edekọ oseyemu ni ato your friend saying violence into believing say so woman Allah obenya 72 virgins. This is not wisdom. Na wensu emma ede say Muhammad nakasa no sexually greed. He is sexually impure. Let me say that. Now your power hunger like he's power drunk and is master full of deception or your trofo or your no credit num na afi nature to kwan say Islam on paradise no enye baby enye bia eye asomdwe or embema na yeju somo edom ya akode sene be ya Islam betumi edi enkunim medi eyo sampakani Emmanuel ende me no behua ade mesa so aba wonchen na me no abehwe ensem bi etiti sa okura no mu menim se onyankopon ebekan ho na ensem amekan wati ase edi akọ honhom onyankopon hyira wo se wokoso ara wo share na afei wo comment. So as a biara, don't hesitate to drop it in the comment section. I'll come and I'll respond accordingly. May God continue to bless you. Bye bye.